What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today. And in today's review, we'll be taking a look at LEGO Avengers Set 76125, Iron Man Hall of Armor from Avengers Endgame. This set is for ages 7 and up, has 524 pieces, has 6 minifigures, a buildable Igor, a cool little dummy here, and it retails for $59.99 in the United States. So this set has a lot to offer. I'm really excited to break it down, but before I do that, let's take a look at the minifigures. Okay, so up first, we've got the Outriders, and there's 2 in this set that look exactly the same, so I'm just going to show you the one here. And honestly, guys, it's just like every other Outrider we've ever gotten. Same little backpack, same forearms, so there's not a ton new to talk about here, so let's get on to those Iron Man figures. Alright, so up next, we've got the Iron Man Mark 50 from Avengers Infinity War. This is exactly the same one that came with pretty much all of the Infinity War sets. Same smirk here, same like little computerized face on the back here, so nothing new, which is kind of interesting, but there's what the hair looks like. It's pretty cool, and you know, nothing new with this, which is interesting. It kind of lends itself to some time travel theories we've heard, but hey, just a few more weeks till we find out for sure in Avengers Endgame. Next up, we've got the Bones armor, which looks so good. I'm holding it up here so you can see some of the little detail printed inside his ribs there. It looks so amazing, guys. It is so awesome, and I love it. Now, for the next 3 Iron Man armors, you'll see that the heads underneath are actually clear. There you go, I got that off so you can see. The heads are clear, and the reason is because these sets are on display, so, you know, if they all had Tony Stark in them, it'd be kind of weird. So, you know, this is totally house party protocol, and I love, love, love the way that this figure looks. Look at some of those details on the back there, guys. Absolutely amazing, and LEGO knocked it out of the park with this figure, just like they did with the next 2. Alright, next up is the suitcase armor, which we first saw in Iron Man 2, and man, this looks so good. Once again, some great reflective detail on the torso and legs here. Some really, really amazing detail on the back. So good. And then the head again is clear. And some great face printing too. So good. This is maybe my favorite figure here. And if it's not this one, it's definitely the one that's coming up next. Alright, next up is the Mark 1 armor from Iron Man 1. The armor that started off everything for the MCU. Now I really like this. It's pretty cool. I can't believe that we had to wait until this long in the game to actually get this figure. But man, it looks good. Not quite as much detail as the other suits, but I mean, you know, it'd be kind of weird if it did. So you can see there's a little reflectiveness to it, and it's cool. And then once again, underneath, we've got a clear head, and he's got a jetpack, which when we get into the set here in a minute, you'll see that it actually plays a small role in how the set is built. But anyways, that's the Mark 1 armor. And next up, we've got the ugly stepchild of this set, and that is Igor. Now, this build is just clunky. It's not that good looking. It's kind of fragile, honestly, so I have nothing really great to say about this. It just does not look good. But you can open this part up, and you can actually put Iron Man inside. His feet clip to these little studs at the bottom there. So you can put Iron Man inside and then close the ribs here and then close this and then close that. And he's inside, but I mean, you can clear as day see inside of it, and it just does not look really good. Especially when we look at, you know, the 2 Hulkbusters. Well, technically there's that big third one, but the minifig scale Hulkbusters and then the War Machine Buster from this wave. This just leaves a lot to be desired. So there's some shoulder joints, there's some elbow joints, there's some hip joints, and then there's some knee joints like that. But overall, it's just a clunky, really ugly build. So if I had anything to complain about on this set, it's this. But luckily, there's a lot of good things about this set. So let's go ahead and dive into that, starting now. Alright, so now that we've looked at the minifigures, let's actually take a look at the set. So up first, I want to talk about the little dummy here. I love that they gave him the dunce cap from the Iron Man movies. That's really cool. The arm moves up and down like this. Of course, we've got our trademark LEGO Marvel fire extinguisher. We see that on all the sets. But overall, it's a pretty cool little dummy. You can see that there's little 1x1 black studs there for wheels. And it's pretty neat. It's just a little additional thing. And speaking of little additional things, we've got these little flame pieces here so that you can literally put out some fires with dummy like that. I think there was actually a mini game in one of the LEGO Marvel games that was something similar to that. But anyways, here's the set. So it expands out. You can see that there's hinges between each of these little columns here, and it lets the set expand out. Now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these, and if you look, it's just about half a room like that. So if you got 2 of this set, you could make a full circle, but you can pull this off, and then you can pull this off, and you can also stack them like that. So it depends on if you'd want to go higher with these, or if you'd want to go longer, or make a full circle, but in any case, you have lots of options for how you can customize this. Now, I want to point out that each one of these is individual in its own way. So I guess the best way to do this would be to zoom in and walk you through each one. Alright, so starting on this side over here, we've got a cool little smoothie machine, and you can see there are some 1x1 studs in here, and what I like is this is actually a callback to the Iron Man 3 Malibu Mansion set, which also had a smoothie machine in it. The next stall here has a little weapons cabinet, and it's kind of interesting. I've never thought about this being a particular weapon, but this gun certainly is. And then there's a little thing turned around on the back here. So I don't recognize that specifically from any movie in and of itself, but that's that. Then you can see over here, this is how an Iron Man armor looks, and then I've got two more on this side with Iron Man armors there. We've got the middle section here that has a little jetpack in it, and the jetpack attaches to the Mark I, which is pretty cool, as we saw earlier. Then we've got two more figures over here. We've got a little piece here that has a wrench in it that goes in, and then we've got a little makeup drawer over here. You can see that there's some shelves or pretend shelves, and then some hair, which you saw what that looked like on Tony earlier. So now zooming back out, let's take a look here at the main desk with Iron Man. Okay, so when we look at the center here, you can see there's a desk where Iron Man can sit, and it actually connects on a Technic pin, so I want to take that out so that I can hold this close and show you what the stickers are, because the stickers are kind of hard to see. So I'm going to put my hand behind it so you can see that this sticker says Jarvis on it, which is really interesting, guys, because if there's not some kind of time travel element in Avengers Endgame, that means Jarvis is coming back, so I guess we'll find out in a few weeks when Endgame releases. But here we've got a little bit more of a standard computer base here, nothing too crazy there. Got a little coffee cup here, and then the chair that Iron Man sits in swivels, but you've got to put his arms up to make it swivel all the way. Over here, it's pretty neat. We've got a blocked caller call coming in from a minifigure that looks a lot like Phil Coulson. So that's a callback to the first Avengers movie when he was blocking Coulson's calls. And then over here, we've got a system error intruder alert, and you can see a little silhouette of an outrider there. So it's really interesting, guys. We've got an Avengers 1 callback to Coulson, which is really crazy. We've got a presumable Avengers Endgame system error referencing an outrider, and then over here we've got Jarvis, which represents basically any movie before Age of Ultron. So there's a lot of MCU references packed into just this one little corner of this set. And while I have that center pulled out, I want to show you that this spins in the center here, and then these arms move all around Tony so you can pretend to have him gear up in his Iron Man armor, and well, we don't always have to pretend because you can see what it looks like with the helmet on right there. So let's go ahead and flip this set around and I'll show you some details from the back. Okay, so from the back, we've got these big blue windows that are opened up over here, and there's some stickers, but there's what they look like, and then I'll show you what we've got here. So we've got the Mark V suitcase armor, which of course actually comes in this set, and we've got a little reference to the suitcase armor that came with the Iron Man 3 Malibu Mansion. Pretty cool there. And then there's some readings there, like 75%. I'd imagine that's probably like what it's charged. Then we've got the Mark XXV, which off the top of my head, I think that's 25, but you guys will let me know in the comments, I'm sure. And that's Stryker, which is interesting because we've never gotten this particular armor as an LEGO minifigure. Maybe this is like a little future reference to something we'll get in a future set. But then over here, we've got the House Party Protocol Status Standby, which is definitely an Iron Man 3 reference. We've got lots of different Iron Man armors here. So there's the suitcase. There's, I think that's called Red Snapper, if I'm not mistaken. This kind of looks like the classic comic book armor. This looks like the Toy Fair exclusive one. So, you know, these might not be specific armors, but that's what we've got here. Now, I'm going to move the camera up just a little bit to talk about this little radar dish. It's kind of silly, it's kind of stupid, but there's a 2x2 with a little pole grip here, and you can put this radar dish anywhere. I think it's just a little extra thing to add to this set to give it just a little bit of extra detail. So that is this set. It's a pretty interesting looking set, and let's zoom all the way out and I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright guys, so that wraps up my thoughts on this set. It's a pretty neat little set, but for 60 bucks, I can see why some people might be a little bit hesitant. It's a pretty redundant build. You know, every time you build a chamber, it's basically just building the same thing over and over again. but you get some great minifigures, and if you're able to get one of these on sale, or maybe even two of them, you can make a pretty incredible looking Hall of Armor. So overall, I definitely recommend this set. I really like it, but it's pretty expensive, and if you're trying to get the Endgame figures and sets, maybe save this one for last. But if you're not really concerned about getting those Quantum suits, definitely push this to the front of your Marvel buying list. So, let me know what you think of this set. I'll be interested to hear what you think, and as always, thank you guys so much for your support. Hit that subscribe button, because I'll have more Endgame reviews coming very soon, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about more Avengers Endgame stuff as we get closer and closer to the movie. Thanks for watching, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Until next time, build on. If you liked what you saw and you liked what you heard, feel free to click that subscribe button for more LEGO content coming in the near future. So, thanks for tuning in to today's video, and until next time, build on.